And the Seattle Mariners have officially tied for the division lead with the Texas Rangers. Unbelievable. They have won the game 7-5, and what a thriller it was against the Kansas City Royals. And before I even get into this, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell to help me keep growing this channel so I can do this for many times to go. So before we get into this game, let's go around the league and see what happened. So first, the Houston Astros had a 1-0 lead against the Detroit Tigers sometime in the 9th inning, and then the Tigers rallied 4 runs to win 4-1 with a walk-off home run in the 9th inning. So because of that, Mariners are ahead of the Houston Astros in that wild card standing. And then next game to be worthy looking at, the Cleveland Guardians, or shall I say the Indians, they won the game 5-2 against the Toronto Blue Jays, which means the Mariners have also a healthy lead on them in the wild card standings. They're saying as of now they're 1.5 games ahead. I don't think that's completely updated yet, so it could be 2 games. Let's take a look and see. So in the wild card, it's still 1 game ahead in the wild card, and then the other game that was critical as well, the Texas Rangers lost the game 12-2, and now they have lost 8 in a row, which has been very unusual. But let me go through this game really quick, and here's what really went through. So first it started, and the Mariners really had to win this game. If they did not win this game, this would have been arguably the biggest lost opportunity of the season. But here it is. J.P. Crawford started off with a home run to right field, and then Cal Raleigh, he singled to score in Julio Rodriguez to make it 2-0. And then it was top of the second where the Kansas City Royals came back and made it 3-2. And then eventually, in the bottom of the fourth, Eugenio Suarez, he scored in 2 runs, scoring in Dominic Canzone and Julio Rodriguez to take the lead. And then Teoscar Hernandez and Josh Rojas stepped up and made the score 6-3. And then Kyle Isbell, unfortunately, with Matt Brash on, he scored with a 2-run home run to make it 6-5. And that's when things were getting thin. And at that moment, this is where I was getting very concerned because there was a time in the bullpen. Now, understandably, Bryce Miller was pulled out a bit early because he was really getting taxed on. And then Isaiah Campbell came in, and that was fine. He pitched very well, and he got out of he had a 1-2-3 inning. But then Scott Service pulled out Isaiah Campbell for Gabe Spire, which was okay, I guess, but I didn't like it. But he also had a 1-2-3. And then after that, you had Matt Brash. He burned himself out by giving up that 2-run home run and gave up a triple, which arguably was a lackluster play by Julio Rodriguez, but that was a very tough angle, and I know how that angle feels as I do play softball. So that was a difficult angle to master anyway. But either way, I think something could have been done. But Matt Brash, he burned himself with like 26-something pitches, and I think it would have been more efficient if you just put in Gabe Spire. If he had the hot hand, let him finish that inning. But fortunately, Taylor Saucedo got out of that. But then the other thing I didn't like, in the top of the 8th inning, you wasted another bullpen pitcher once again. You wasted him for, I'm going to look at the stat line and what it was. I think it was Justin Topa. He pitched a 1-2-3 inning. And then he pulled him again for Andres Munoz, who he had a very difficult game. He allowed the bases to be loaded, and there was every bit of opportunity where the Kansas City Royals really could have won that game. But fortunately, Andres Munoz got away with it, and the Mariners came away with a victory, and now they are tied for the division lead against the Texas Rangers. And I'm just going to say this. You got to sweep it all. You got Logan Gilbert pitching tomorrow. Although he's not great at home, he still will get the job done, and he has been pitching pretty hot as of this month so far, in this month of August so far. So that should be pretty good. And it's going to be against Lyles with a 3-14 record with a 6.20 ERA. So you really got to take advantage of that. for Saturday. And unfortunately, I won't be able to do the live. But here's Sunday. I'm looking to do a live show for that. And that's going to be a Luis Castillo game. It's going to be 1:10 p.m. And hopefully they can get themselves I think this should be doable for a sweep. Like a sweep should really be doable for this series. But the one thing I really got to say, I know that a win is a win, but I will say Scott Service has really got to improve on that bullpen management, because I think it was very inefficient to just keep yanking your bullpen pitchers. Here's what I've noticed, and this is just a factual thing. Isaiah Campbell, Justin Topa, and Gabe Spire all pitched 1, 2, 3 innings, but they were not allowed to pitch one more inning. And the ones that did give up the runs that did pitch quite a bit were Andres Munoz and Matt Brash. Matt Brash did give up the 2 runs. Munoz did get out of it, but it was the bases loaded, which gave me that Bobby Ayala, Heathcliff Slocum feeling. So that is something that they are going to have to consider on the bullpen management. I know that no one wants to admit that the bullpen is problems at times. Like, you can say the offense is the problem, but they've been scoring at least 5 runs. And for anyone that would like to say that they are, quote, the problem, let me show you something in the stat line. So I'm going to go to offense. And when you go to runs scored, so this year so far, they're now 12th in the league. But if you look at the last 7 days, they are now the 3rd best offense by only 1 run. And that may change. They might actually be the best after today. So going forward, like I said, Scott Service, you got to just let the man you just got to let someone pitch at least 2 innings at a time. Not saying do it all the time, but at least do it when someone's hot. So that's good. That's something I would give feedback to Scott Service, and just manage your bullpen better, and you will easily be running away with the division. And I know I said it throughout the entire season that this team was more than capable of winning this division, which they still are, but they really got to buckle it down, make better decisions, and get after it and play up to that level, if not above that level. But we'll have to see how it goes for the rest of the series. Hopefully the Mariners can sweep. And even if they go 2 of 3, maybe that could be a little bit helpful considering the other team's lost. But I would like to gain at least one more game, because I do expect the other teams to win those games. So getting a sweep would be very critical, especially when you're playing a team against Kansas City. And then you got Oakland to help close that month. So definitely get the sweep on 2 of those series, but definitely let's get that win tomorrow. But those are my thoughts on the rest on this entire game. That's really all I really had to say. I'd like to say great job by J.P. Crawford with that home run and getting on base on very critical times. Eugenio Suarez, unbelievably with 3 RBIs. He was extremely clutch today. So let's make sure that the Mariners keep it going and just don't look back. And once again, hit that subscribe button, like button, and hit that notification bell, as it does help the algorithm of this channel. And everyone else, have a good night.